representatives of this generation. The fact that you have been able to speak to this generation and you are able to carry them along, it really counts, and I want to appreciate that. Because I am not of this generation, and may not be looking at it from the way he has looked at it. Because my own topic is actually the one that talks about the basics, the foundation of what will make you to be able to actualize what he has talked about. It is only when you have that foundation that you can see all that you have said and you can achieve it. But if you don't have the foundation, you will only be dreaming and you will live in that dream till death comes. And what is this foundation? They asked me to talk about why do I need to be educated? Why do I need to be educated? Education is not sitting down in the four walls of the classroom alone. Most of those who own the economy of this world, they are actually those who fall out of school. But because they were able to be educated, they actually allow education to take place in them. They are controlling the world. And it is those who actually have what it takes about knowledge that owns the world and actually will benefit from our. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us to know in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Zumar, chapter 39 of the Holy Quran, verse 9. Part of that surah told us the differences between those who actually have the right to control the world and what makes them to control it. Allah says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون إنما يتذكروا أولو الألباب. Allah says, Oh Muhammad, tell them, are those who know equal to those who do not know? All that he has said, you think is meant for those who are not knowledgeable. Not in the sense of ability to write, ability to read, but ability to actually learn. To learn, to unlearn and relearn. That is the concept of the world today. If you don't know, you won't be able to know when to do all these concepts, to apply them. But when you actually know, you know when to learn, when to unlearn and relearn. It is a concept that is determining the educational sector. And so that's the area where I want to talk about. Many of the ones that are in school don't even know why you are there. Hey, please, can you allow, you want to talk, I give you the mic for you to talk. You are free. I will tell the moderator to bring the mic and I will listen. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلم. Seeking for knowledge is compulsory for both sexes. Why? Because you can't leave this world and even become successful as Muslims without knowledge. Not to talk of these things of this world. All those things are said. Self-awareness, self-branding, self-reliance. If you don't have the knowledge, if you are not a child that can get what is happening from every situation, that know when to act and when not to act. So, are you in school because your parents asked you to go to school? Because most of us, we grew up to know that our parents will pack our school bus pack our school bag, and take us to one luxury school. That's how we know about education. That's what we know up to now. That, oh, it is my parents. You know, your generation is saying that education is a scam. Your generation is saying that education is a scam.
School has come.
School has come. Why? Because they don't have basis. If you have the knowledge, you'll be able to discern from every situation what you need from it and what can benefit you, and you're able to guide against that which can be of harmful to your life and your generation. Because the youth are being infected by some people, most especially the Muslims, and that is why we must address ourselves. That as Muslims, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, we cannot equal those who know to those who do not know. Like what he concluded with. What he concluded is the pity. And that is one of the disadvantages of lack of knowledge. A knowledge that you have acquired truly is a knowledge that takes you all through your life. It is about conviction. And conviction is total acceptance of a way of life that you are sure to live and die with. But when the knowledge is not certain, that's when you shake at a point in time. Or when the knowledge is not sincerely attached, you are not sincerely convinced about it. You just want, just like he said, you just want to attain something with it. And once you get that thing, you want to get the back end. Because you believe you have achieved the purpose of attaining that knowledge. And that is why it is important that we know some things in Islam. In Islam, it is very paramount that when you want to seek knowledge, your intention matters. As Muslims, we have been told that every action will be judged according to what? Intentions. Muslims seek everything, every way of life with a very sound intention of wanting to seek Allah's pleasure. And once that intention is clear, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will keep you upon it. Because it is Him who keeps people upon goodness. Because if you find yourself out of goodness, that means a shaitan has taken hold of you. And it's really unfortunate. And that is the importance of knowledge. Knowledge will always keep you and direct your way to sustain the goodness that you have come across, that you have ascertained, that you have achieved in life. So that is why our attention is, you should ask yourself, just like I am asking myself, why do I need to be educated? It is, if you are able to provide a good answer, positive answer to that question, that you will now be guided as we are in the school. There are some of us that are aspiring to write our O-level examination certificate. Excuse me. So you'll be asking yourself, I was discussing with a very young brother after I asked him. I said, what class are you? He said he's in SS1. Oh, SS1, that's good. Which of the class in SS1? Commercial, business, arts, or science? He said he's in science. Oh, that's good. You know, they become a doctor because that is the trend. Everybody in science wants to become a doctor or engineer. You know, even not knowing the history of medical doctor in life as it is today, to know whether there's still need for it. Maybe they don't know that there are thousands of doctors outside there getting taken as salary. No. It's just delayed. So I was asking, the brother said, I want to read mechatronics. What is mechatronics? The brother said, because I like mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. So I discussed with my teacher. And my teacher said, oh, you are going to go and learn mechatronics. Oh, mechatronic, mixture of mechanical engineer and electronic engineer. I said, do you know anything about it? Have you seen anybody that have studied that course before? So yes, you know it's of somebody. Because most of the things we do now, we only copy our friends. And we're not supposed to copy our friends. In line with what he has said, you must know yourself. And you must, just in this age now, don't we are just accepting that. In the world, the best practice of learning is for you to move at your own pace. And that's when learning will last, will do. But by the time there is this regimented curriculum, time frame, between 6 weeks, must have completed this, must have done this everybody that will achieve it. And that's why we are failing. And in actual fact, there is nobody that is a failure in the class. It's just that the time frame will not be suitable for everybody in the class. Somebody may need 2 weeks to process a concept, while somebody will be comfortable with in 2 days. Why don't you provide that opportunity for everybody to try and grow and develop in their own way? And that is what we are saying. You must identify yourself. You must not go to the school, know yourself and know what you can do. And grow yourself up. In fact, it is not compulsory that after SS3 you must write to IELTS. Maybe you don't. It is not compulsory that once I finish my class, I have received, you can decide when to write it. You can say, no, I'm not ready now. I want to go and do 1 or 2 things before I come and sit for my exam. This is how it should be. You write it when you are ready. But what do you have? Once you get to SSC, they will feature you for examination, even when you are not ready. Even when you are not ready. So, what I'm saying, the first thing is that your intention. You must have very good intention. That you want to seek for knowledge for the sake of Allah. Why? As Muslims, why? Why do we need to seek for knowledge? We need to seek for knowledge and we need to be educated because of the fact that knowledge is honored in Islam. Knowledge, like the verse we quoted earlier, is honored in Islam. If you are knowledgeable, you will be respected in Islam, regardless of whatever. And so you now have to determine how you operate, how does your own situation allows you to seek knowledge. Some of us, we are blessed to be in a community where you can have all the knowledge combined and achieve at the same time. You have madrasa in your area, you have Western education that you can acquire at the same time, and you are good going. Fine, good. If you don't have that in your area, think of what you can do, and you maximize the benefit at that point in time. So when you get to another place where you have what you don't have there, you can also, you would have achieved what you need to achieve with that situation for yourself, and you cannot use the new situation to the best of your opportunity. What am I saying? Somebody who gained admission, but who is a Muslim and very conscious brother and sister, who intend to grow in Islam, but because of the situation he or she finds himself when growing, there is no opportunity to madrasa, to good madrasa, and so the person was just exposed to this Western education, was learning and learning. And so opportunity at the university, the person make better use of it. Because the first thing the person look for is a madrasa around. And the person utilized it maximally. And before the person graduated, the person became a good scholar in Arabic. Because the person is prepared. Already have it as part of his program that I want to be knowledgeable in Islam. I want to be a learned person in Islam. So it must be part of you and it must be part of your plan. So that's because in Islam, those who are knowledgeable are honored. There are other Quranic verses that also emphasize knowledge, learning. And in education, as educationists, we talk about some concepts. We talk about teaching, learning. And teaching is a process. It's a process of acquiring knowledge, attitude, and skills. All these things we have been talking about It's a mixture of these things. Mixture of knowledge, mixture of attitude, mixture of skills. Your ability to run your business is a skill on its own. It's a skill that you pick up when you have the right knowledge. And the attitude is also expected to be put up so that those who probably get in touch with you want to patronize you after that first contact. The attitude will sustain your customer. Isn't it? Is it not the attitude that will sustain your customer?
No.
It's the attitude that will sustain your customer. So it is very essential that we know that learning is to be able to get all this knowledge, skills, and attitude. And in fact, in education, we said learning is said to have taken place when there is permanent changes in behavior due to experience. Those who change the narrative of business management, they change it because of their understanding of the environment. That no, the trend at which things is going now, you cannot be so busy with the way you present your market. You must package it. You package it and use the term of the time of the moment. The time of the moment. All these things are time of this moment. It will not last. Another time will come. The time will change. So we need, it is only the knowledge that will make it a way that it's time for you to change your time. Now, I want to ask us, some of us that are in the final class in the senior secondary school, some of us, we don't even know what we are doing up to now. I want to write right. We don't know how we come about the subject we want to write. We just find ourselves because our friends is there. It happens like that. If you are there because your friend is there, start asking yourself. Start asking yourself now. If you are not prepared by now, what will I write around February, March next year? And you don't know your subject. If I should ask you, what do you have? If I should ask you to give me a list of the subjects in art class, if you are unable to tell me without thinking, 5 to 7 of it, let me see, I'm not ready. If you don't know the subject you are doing in that class, or I tell a science student, I say, what are the subjects you are doing in your class? And you are still thinking to tell me, that means you are not ready. And those who hold the future are those who are ready. The future belongs to those who are ready. And that's why all these things we are saying here is just to prepare you for the future, so that you can be future ready. You can be future ready. Know yourself. The self aware. It is not compulsory. Like most of you, we have some graduates today who don't live by what they are taught to study in the university. But there is no doubt that the knowledge they have gained in the university will be used in the business they are doing. Isn't it? Isn't it? There is no doubt. Because the way a graduate will sell pepper is different from somebody who is not a graduate. A graduate will see need for him to attach importance to his dressing in his sale point. But those who sell tomato, those who sell potato, they don't care about their dressing because they believe it's a dirty item. They have to be dirty. But when you see a graduate sell all these things, even the dressing alone is an attraction. It calls customer, and that's the difference between a graduate and somebody who is not a graduate. And that is the essence of the type of knowledge you have and how you are packaging yourself. And now the branding is talking about. So in Islam, knowledge elevates people. Knowledge does what? Does what? It will elevate you among your mates. Among your mates. But that doesn't mean that you are going to achieve the knowledge at the same time. I remember when we graduated from secondary school, while some of us were fortunate to get admission, some of our colleagues didn't get it at that time. But the fact today, we got our own, they got theirs. And in fact, some of them are even better than us. So that is the essence and importance of being determined, being focused, that this is what I want in life, and I'm going to work towards it. You don't allow distraction. Don't allow distraction. You are determined to go for education, to be educated. You finish your secondary school. Some of us are in the university, undergraduates. Why are you there? You are there because you want to prove a point that you deserve to be awarded a top degree. And you can only prove that by your performances in your coursework. In your coursework. How do you take your coursework? How do you give attention to your coursework? Is it the distraction that you have in school that you give attention to? Or the purpose for which you are in the school? Because it will be surprising to note that why somebody is being blessed in this generation to get admission with less than 200. Yes, you get admission with less than 200. You need to do courses. But you may be thinking because you have been so fortunate to get admission with less than 200, that's how it's going to be when you get to the university. It's not going to be so. Because there is a commission that regulates what is being taught in the university. And they must all meet the criteria. So when you go to the university, if you are being fortunate to get the admission due to your inability, you are an upcoming learner. You are an upcoming learner. What it means that when you go to the university, you must raise your bar to become an average person. So that to survive in the university, because there are many people that are going to the university and are being shown the way out very soon. Because they cannot cope. So you must know that I'm not supposed what to done.
No.
You get admission, you have to sustain it yourself. It is not your parents that are run to get you that admission that will come and study for you. Part of what you must also adapt is that you must have some culture, learning culture that can bring success. Every lifestyle, every situation in life has its own culture. If you want to be knowledgeable, you must follow the path of the knowledgeable ones. That is culture. You cannot say you want to be knowledgeable and you are the type who don't like reading. How will you become one? How will you become one? Okay, you want to go to the university and become one of those who cram for alphabet, CPR. Those are the type that when they grow up and become parents, they will tell their students, I don't like mathematics when I was in school. So as a parent, you are supposed to be responsible, you are supposed to be the first contact of teacher for your child. As I'm sitting here, if my children in the university talk about any course, if they talk about any course, I will tell them the outline of the courses. Give them a lot. Because I didn't go to the university just for its purpose. I went there, I allowed the university to go through me. And I actually participated in the course I did. Not for me to get the certificate, but for me to be made a true educated person. An educated person is somebody who is relevant in the society, who can provide solutions to challenges, who have the necessary skills, the necessary life skills. People are depressed because of the fact you will be wondering why those who are rich, who are educated, they want to take their life. Because they are trying to allow the education they have acquired to give them direction. To know that life will not give you everything you want. And there will be challenges at one point in time in life. And when there are challenges, you must have problem-solving skills. To navigate, identify the problems, and find solutions to them. Let me even pause for a while. Those of us in secondary school, how many of you clean your senior secondary school courses or subjects by consulting your counselor, the counseling unit? If it is through the advice of your counselor that you pick your subject in your senior secondary school, please raise up your hand. If you are here and you are preparing for SS3, why? When you first get to SS1, did you contact any counselor? Was it as a recommendation of your counselor that you were in that department you are in your school? These are things that are very, very vital. That will be a means through which you can rub mind with professionals who will guide your thoughts, guide your decision. You are supposed to live a guided life. A guided life. Because some people are doing on that path before you want to tread the path. You must have a mentor. It is very essential that you have a mentor. Somebody you look up to in life. Just like as Muslims, our mentor should be no other person first than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our mentor should be Muhammad. Because every teacher, characters, every good one that you can think of and you may want to become, you find it in Muhammad. And so if he is your mentor, you will achieve greatness in that path you are choosing for yourself. And that's why, as Muslim children, we are telling us that knowledge is very, very essential and important. And so, don't take your career with levity. Don't say, I just want to be educated because I want to satisfy that old man. I want to satisfy that old woman. They have been troubling me. Maybe like people like this fella of this world. Fella was sponsored to go and learn in abroad. To go and learn medical courses. Fella got there and went to go and learn music. Actually, there's nothing bad in that. The parents would have identified the skill in him and supported him. That would have been the best. Identify the skill, areas where the children are good. Part of area that can determine what to go and study in the university is what is the need of the society. That is why we have a lot of graduates without work. And most of these graduates, they don't even have brain like what he talked about. So think outside the box. Everybody is going after collar job, white collar job. Everybody wants to be employed by government. They are looking for government job. Yes, it is good. But sincerely speaking, I have an opportunity to advise anybody who is a graduate and who is seeking for a job. I would say the best job you can seek for is self-employed. For you to be self-employed. There is so much joy in being a public service person. You are one, but because you are restricted, that's good in you, you are not able to execute it. You are not able to show all those good things because they will determine when to come in. Even when there is nothing good, you must be around, you must be seated. So as you are progressing in life, as you are working in your courses, please be focused and start planning what you will do when you eventually graduated. Even when you are in school, you have some big people that became billionaires while they were in school. Think of how you can make better use of your situation in the school. Along the way, if you are gifted in one thing or that, you have acquired some skill before you get into the university. University is a ready-made market. University environment is a ready-made market. If you know graphics, if you know fashion, if you know how to prepare furniture, meet your colleagues Their parents may be looking for somebody who is reliable. If you are recommended, or the parent is CEO in a company that they need certain set of furniture, and your friend get to know that you are skilled in that, once you are recommended, that recommendation can get you millions while in school. And that is why you must be focused, identify yourself, and exploit your area very well. Another thing we need to do is you must be visionary. You must have a vision. Why am I in school? What do I want to achieve with this school I'm doing? At the end of the day, what do I want to become? You must be visionary. If there is need for it, every session in the school, year one, write out your vision and your mission. At this level, what do I want to achieve? At the end of the year one, what do I want to become? After understanding the content of the year one courses you have. Year two, what's your vision for year two? What's your mission for it? You now put all these vision statements together and have an holistic one for the course, for the duration of the course year. So that at the end of the day, you have a yardstick, something that you use to checkmate or check yourself whether you have actually benefited from your efforts in the school. Whether you have wasted your time or you have made better use of your time in the university. It is very essential. Not only in the university, in higher institution, either in the college of education, in the polytechnics, or in the university. Anywhere you find yourself, you must have a vision. Is it because I want to be in school? I don't want to stay at home. My mates are in the school. They are in higher institution, so I want to be there. This is why you are there. Even if you have gotten there with that motive, you must revisit it and let it be well planned. Part of it is that there must be conviction that what you are doing is what you need. That where you find yourself is a good place. That where you find yourself is a good place and it can make you to become somebody good in life. I remember in those days when we were planning to go into university, we failed in medicine and surgery when we did our job. We failed in medicine and surgery. But the truth of the matter is that we couldn't get medicine and surgery. We got what Allah has destined for us. We got education, science. When we got there, because of the childhood nature of who we were then, because we were still pursuing what was not meant for us. We wanted to see if we can get admission to medicine and surgery. We took the admission for brevity. And for the first 2 years, we were absent. We were just going to school when we need to go. We were planning to do another jam, to do another GCE, and that was what we were doing until we were told, Mr. Man, you have to go. That is the truth of the matter. You won't be your best if you don't accept what you have now. And put in your best. If you finish it, you can still navigate another thing in life. In fact, you can even do anything with it. You just being a graduate that matters in Nigeria today. You have somebody that read Yoruba in bank, in ICT. In fact, in ICT today, you don't need to be a computer literate. I mean, don't be a computer scientist. What you need is to be a tech person, tech savvy person. Once you are, you can read anything. They just need that certificate attached to it. You'll be recognized. But if you don't have a degree certificate, no matter how tech savvy you are, you will still be serving people. That is the reality of your time. And you must know this as you get in. You must be visionary and be conviction. And lastly, you must be a lifelong learner. You must be a lifelong learner. You must continue to learn and learn and learn. As I am sitting down here, I am blessed to be one of the staff of Lagos State Government. Lagos State Government is investing in a staff as far as training is concerned. Before we started talking about AI, Lagos State have trained some of the staff in AI at the management level. When people are afraid that AI will take the job of people, we already know that AI can never take the place of human being because AI was designed by human being. But as long as you know how to navigate it, you always be ahead of AI.
Of course.
There are a lot of AI courses that have been introduced in the world now. If you want to use AI, if you don't know the right language of AI, the right prompt, definitely you will not get the right response. And that is how it has come. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us better understanding. Give us better understanding of what you have said. May Allah forgive me for that which I didn't say well, and the ones that you probably did not get right, so that you don't get it wrong. May Allah count this among our good deeds. May Allah make it a source of good for all of you that are listening, and be a source of direction in the right way, so that you further help you to determine and focus. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام.